going to talk about chocolate, red wine, and your period. So, fellas, this you may not want to listen to this. We're going to get a little bit gross. We're talking about some period poops and what your gut has to do with your cycle. Does it help it? Does it hurt it? Is there anything that you can do to minimize your PMS symptoms simply by healing your gut, or maybe just treating it a little bit nicer throughout the month? The answer to that question is absolutely yes. Yes, yes, yes. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you're still with me, let's keep going. For those of you who are new here, my name is Bonnie. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and my hope and my goal and my mission is to help every single one of you heal and live a healthier life without stressing about it, without worrying about it, to tap into your body's signals and innately understand what they mean and just apply practices into your life to maintain a healthier lifestyle versus creating new habits and having to go from diet to diet to diet, or I'm going to do this principle and then I'm going to do this principle. It's time to stop that and just figure out what works for you. So that's part of where we're coming here. PMS and menstrual cycles, female cycles in general, we're all slightly different. Yes, there are healthy cycles, 28 days, all that kind of good stuff. And we're going to actually go into your gut as well as perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause in another episode. I've got a really cool interview for you next week. And then the week after that, we're going to talk about menopause and perimenopause and how your gut, healing and helping your gut can help you heal that as well. So this is just the very first part. However, there are a lot of us out here dealing with some pretty strong PMS symptoms, things that are very painful, things that are very uncomfortable. And there are ways that we can actually improve that week or two. How nice would that be? Huh? All right. So let's back up a little bit. All right. We're going to get a little bit of science-y in here. Just because, normally I just talk to you guys like talking to a friend. But in this case, we do need a little science. So there are enzymes in the body. You guys probably know this at this point. If you've listened to me for any length of time or listened to any other health professional, you know that we have enzymes within our body. And the enzymes are basically what flips all the switches on and off. Okay. There are over 5,000 chemical reactions that come from our enzymes. Metabolism is one of them. Now, there are various components of metabolism. Yes, there's catabolism and anabolism. Those are the two functions of metabolism, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Inside your microbiome, which lives mostly in your large intestines, but basically, small intestine, large intestine, stomach. We talk about gallbladder. We talk about the liver. We talk about kidneys. That is all something that we talk about here. Okay. So your microbiome mostly lives within your digestive tract. Well, it does live in your digestive tract. And when this is out of balance, it causes a very large stream, wide variety. I mean, we are talking break glass and it goes streaking, right? Thousands of different shatters, all different directions. That's basically what happens. So that's why when we're talking about PMS and estrogen and how an imbalance within our gut can actually trigger worse symptoms, it can trigger PMS. And do you know that healing your gut can either minimize to almost nil or get rid of them completely? I mean, obviously that is a very well-managed gut, very healthy gut, but it's possible. It is entirely possible. So here's what happens with metabolism as it relates to estrogen. There are kind of a team or a family, however you want to classify them, of bacteria. Okay, bad guys, good guys, that kind of thing in your gut, and what they focus on is estrogen. So estrogen goes into the liver, like it goes around the body and then comes into the liver, and the liver filters it, right? Leftover estrogen that is not used is supposed to go into your poop. It's supposed to go into stool. It's supposed to go out of your body, right? But when there's an imbalance within your microbiome, you can actually trigger the opposite reaction. What we're talking about here, this family is called the estrobolome, a word you probably will never hear outside of something like this. But they are in charge of metabolizing estrogen. That's their job. Metabolizes it so it's usable, metabolizes it so it goes around the body, and then metabolizes it once again so that it can go out when the unusable portion has been returned to the liver. Our liver's filtration detoxification. Remember, we've talked about this, and for those of you who are new, I say this a lot. When you are in a detox, a cleanse, or a reset, all you are really doing is taking a step back and giving your body an easy to digest diet and lifestyle. That's it. So anyway, so let's backtrack with this estrobolome. When there is an imbalance because of diet, because of lifestyle, because of illness, there's a variety of reasons. Stress, mood disorders. I mean, you guys, the list is endless. One of these days I will do a reel and I'll just list them because there's so many. So when you have balance within your gut, your mood is balanced, meaning you're not going to go up and down. And for the most part, you're just happy-go-lucky. Okay. Your metabolism is balanced. So there's no sluggishness and there's no rapid, right? You have a nice, easy, even keel, balanced weight management because your metabolism is now operating functionally, right? Optimal function, homeostasis. Your immune system is boosted, so it's helping to protect you. And your menstrual cycle is just a thing that happens. Minimal symptoms. All right. So that all being said, we have talked about, and for those of you that don't know, I have ADHD, so I have notes written down so that kind of like a talking point, so I remember to say certain things and stay on track. So now research actually shows, so the opposite of having balance or having too little is estrogen dominance. And having too little estrogen is another issue, but for the most part, research actually shows that the number one culprit is estrogen dominance and culprit of PMS symptoms. So cramps, moodiness, headaches, achiness, dizzy, nausea. Anything else, guys? By all means, ladies, list them off because you and I both know there's a slew of symptoms that pop up right about that time, about a week before your period starts. And it feels like you're suffering for a week. You don't have to. Seriously, you don't have to. There are things that you can do. Restoring health to your gut is one of them. And we're going to talk in a minute about some other things you can do and just make sure are a part of your life during the week prior. Okay. I would say a week and a half prior, just to kind of get ahead of it, but we'll get there. So research actually shows that estrogen dominance is one of the top contributors to breast cancer, okay, to the development of breast cancer. And what effectively happens when you have too much estrogen within your system is everything else slows down, right? It's just sluggish. When you have too much of any hormone rolling around your body starts slowing down its function because it can't keep up. It feels like it needs to speed up. So it's going to speed up and then it's going to slow down and then it's going to speed up and then it's going to slow down. Metabolism doesn't align with that. Your metabolism doesn't speed up and slow down, right? Not from having excess hormones running around your body. Having excess estrogen within your body is going to cause significant inflammation within your muscles, within your organs, and it is going to impact the health of your immune system. Okay. And because of all of those things, now here you are a week before your period and you feel like absolute crap. And you know you're going to feel like crap for a week. And Midol only takes care of so much, you guys. Seriously. So you have two choices. You can live a Midol, or you can take a couple of steps. Let's heal your gut and let's do something about it. So let's say you're here and backtrack a minute. I put period poops on here because I want to talk about that. Before we get into what you can do, let's talk about period poops. So now I'm always talking about signals within your body, right? We look at poop, we look at urine, we look at your sweat, we look at your skin. You can see in mine, I mean, I have oil on it right now, but Keegan's been up at 4 o'clock since 4 o'clock this morning. I got whacked in the mouth. So this side of my mouth feels like someone punched me. They're in that stage of life where they're getting stronger, they're getting more independent, they're moving around a little bit more and a little bit more forcefully or aggressively, however you want to say that, but they don't really understand perception. You know, they don't know how to really tell what's around them. They're just moving. They're just going, right? So 5 o'clock in the morning, he's just going. I'm trying to get him to like go to sleep. He's not sleeping. So I bring him in the room, lay down with him, and that kid sits up and goes right on my face. So you can see from my skin, right? The wrinkles that are popping up, the baggies. I mean, my God, you guys. Makeup can't cover that. Glasses can. Makeup can't cover that today. And one of the other things that you would notice if you were here today is I'm not going to be as peppy as I normally am. You know, and these are things that when you are out of balance, I mean, granted, this is one day. I get it. It is one day. But when you're out of balance and when your gut is not healthy, then everything is out of balance. And we talk about all these symptoms, right? And these signals, this being some of the signals. I know what I need to do today nutritionally to help my body. It's not drink coffee all day, which my brain really would love me to do. It would love me to do. But no, that's not happening because that is not going to help me sustain energy throughout the day. Water helps. Lots of fruits and vegetables today. Lots of fruits and vegetables. I really don't want them. I actually want to go and get like a sausage and egg biscuit or, you know, something very heavy and greasy and not good for me. But I know that's not going to help me get through my day. That's going to make my day sluggish. It's going to make my day longer. It's going to cause all sorts of other repercussions. Am I this good every day? No. But 80% of the time, absolutely. And that's where your period poops kind of come into play, right? That whole little diatribe is because we're going to talk about how, you know, we all know what they are. Some of us experience diarrhea, some of us experience constipation, and then it's like a full-on gates are open. And I'm sure by now, me having mentioned that any fellas listening to this are long gone. And, you know, the one thing that us ladies have to deal with is the gross part of what's left in your toilet, right? None of us want to look at it. We want to just keep going. And I'm not asking you to look at it. You can feel. You know what has just happened. You know whether you had to go running to the bathroom or whether you had to force anything. This is the number one way to know if not only your estrogen, but your progesterone and I cannot say this word, I practice these words all the time, you guys, and these Latin medical terms trip me up. The prostaglandins. Yeah, prostaglandins. Okay. They're just 3 of the hormones that you want to look at when you're looking at reproductive function. You're looking at female hormones, right? Especially during your period. When those are all in balance, all 3 of those are in balance, then what happens is those period poops really feel like normal poops, just with a period attached to it. They're not as significant. They're not as I don't want to say horrific, but you know what I'm saying. Like you get into that bathroom sometimes, and especially if it's been a party month, and when we were younger and you're partying your butt off, and then you go into the bathroom and it's the first day of your period, and you really know, and like you don't want anyone to hear it. You don't even want to be there. There's a lot of stuff associated with it. There's aroma, there's texture, there's solidity, there's the cleanup. So you know what's happening. If you are about to have your period, okay, and this talk is coming a week before or 2 weeks before, it's going to take a few weeks to fully heal your gut, but there are things that you can do. Even if your period started yesterday or a couple of days ago, there's some things that you can do to actually help you. And this is the part where I kind of get looks like, really? As I go through this list. Now, I made a list. Where's 5 things? I only have 5 things on this list. I could say a lot, but I only have 5 things on this list. And these 5 things you can do at any point in time during the month to help you. I am not saying that you have to heal your gut and never go out partying. So if you are one of those people that still goes out partying, dude, no, we're not saying that. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is there's certain things that you need to do to help your body, right? So that things like your period do not disrupt your life. They do not cause you unnecessary discomfort. And that's ultimately what all of these episodes are for, is, when you're healthier, and you're living a healthier life, you're eating healthy, you're active, you're motivated, you're doing the things that you need to do when things like your period pop up. Now, your period is a monthly thing until you hit menopause, and then it's all over the board. And that's why I did menopause separate, or that's why I'm doing menopause separately from periods and PMS, just because there's a couple of different things within that I want to specifically talk for you ladies who are in perimenopause and menopause. Postmenopause, there's a few things you're included in that, because the category, actually there are a couple of herbal supplements that you can take that help you. And with PMS, very similar. However, do you know that most of them are food? Peppermint takes care of headaches, right? So peppermint tea, it's joyous, it's enjoyable. Now, before we get into there, some of you might have PCOS, endometriosis, ovarian cysts. Does this apply to you? Yes, very much so. Yes. The thing with, so PCOS has actually been linked, the symptoms and the severity of symptoms felt, as well as incidence of extreme inflammation. Obviously, PCOS is something that is dealt with consistently. There isn't ups and downs really, but when there are, because there's some triggers, and your periods can be extremely painful. They can be debilitating. Gut health has actually been connected to minimizing those incidents and minimizing the discomfort that you feel within your period when you suffer from PCOS. Endometriosis and ovarian cysts, the research is back and forth. There's as much research that says endometriosis causes gut discomfort and gut imbalance as there are research showing that endometriosis and ovarian cysts are a result of it. ultimately, it boils down to one thing. We need to get your gut back into homeostasis, or at least as close to it as possible, to minimize discomfort and all these side effects and pain and anything and everything that you deal with for your PMS. Those of you suffering from PMDD, same situation, same deal, you guys. So we've gone through the icky, gross period poops. We've gone through the PCOS, endometriosis, ovarian cysts, PMDD. You want me to tell you what's up? All right. Number one, and I put this number one on purpose, red wine. Have a glass of red wine every night. If you do not drink alcohol, have red grapes, blueberries, acai berries. The very dark, deep colored berries have the resveratrol in it. They also have, where are the other, melatonin. That was the one thing I wanted to mention. And they have flavonoids and they have polyphenols, all of which help create this balance. Now, the resveratrol helps fight off free radicals, right? It helps the body fight cells that are out of balance, cells that are growing weird, cells that are deemed harmful. It fights those suckers off. In addition, red wine specifically has traditionally been used as a blood and heart tonic. Okay? Herbal medicine world, it is a blood and heart tonic. Now, traditional means the ancient medicines, right? The ancient healing practices. And you don't really want to go over 6 ounces. There's no need for it. Like I said, if you do not drink alcohol for whatever reason, I don't care, then using the darker berries is an alternative. It's an alcohol-free alternative. Because while I'm saying have a glass of wine, I'm also going to tell you that you want to limit your alcohol consumption and added sugar consumption, especially the week before your period. All right. All that does is slow down your body's ability to absorb vital nutrients, right? Vitamins, minerals, things that will actually help your body diffuse symptoms. Ladies, shh. And having these, avoiding the sugar, avoiding the simple sugars, the added sugars, avoiding alcohol, what it's going to do is it's going to allow your body to absorb as much as it possibly can for the week before your period, because absorbing B vitamins, for instance, B12 specifically, vitamin D, the magnesium. Magnesium helps release, or doesn't release, helps relax muscles. If you cramp very hard, if your body aches, you want your body to absorb magnesium. You want to establish a healthy amount within your body on a regular basis from the food that you eat. Okay? So that cramps decide that they're going to try and show their ugly head, rear their ugly heads, you can minimize it. And ultimately, what cramps and muscle aches and body aches and all of that are, it's a result of your body trying to keep up with the menstrual cycle, the hormones, the enzymes, the entire biological process. Your body is just trying to keep up with it, and it's getting sore. And I get it. You're going to sit there and say, well, it's not that simple. Actually, when you really break it down, it is. It is that simple. So, all right, we're going to limit alcohol. We're going to limit our added sugar, and we're going to enjoy a glass of red wine every night. Now, stick with me because I have one more goodie on this list for you. And if you've worked with me, you know exactly what's coming, but don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't put it in the comments. All right, so number 2 is make sure to eat at least one serving of probiotic foods a day. All right. What does that actually mean? Kombucha, kefir, sauerkraut, pickles, coconut water, yogurt, sourdough, things that contain fermentation. And yes, I just said sourdough. Things that contain fermentation actually help feed good gut, right? The good guys fight the bad guys. We want to feed the good guys, but not feed the bad guys. Hence, you're not eating as much sugar. Added sugar, alcohols feed the bad guys. Now we need to feed the good guys. Now, if having probiotic foods is going to be a challenge for you, make sure to have your probiotic every day the week before. And I would highly recommend having a digestive enzyme. And for some of you that have more extreme symptoms, a prebiotic. Now, prebiotics are actually made from fermented foods, fruits, vegetables, things like that to feed the body, right? To produce. When you're trying to feed your body, then eating a plant-based diet, something that's 60 to 80% plants, can replace those probiotics. Excuse me, the supplement, right? But if it's a busy day, not sure where things are going to go that day, take a supplement before you leave. Take your probiotic before you leave. Even if you do just the probiotic, you're good. You've given your body a little bit of a support system. Obviously, lemon ginger water in the morning helps, but that helps with everything. That is for your stomach in particular. That is not on my list, by the way. I left it off on purpose. All right. Number 3 is to stay well hydrated. The one thing that we all deal with is your period starts to come, all these symptoms pop up. You start feeling kind of sluggish and kind of like, yeah, I can't believe this is happening again. I don't know why we think that, because I mean, it's a monthly thing, right? Health, if it's a healthy cycle, then it's a monthly thing. I don't know why we think, why is this happening to me again? It indicates your body's healthy. We need to get over that. So well hydrated can be a challenge for some of us. You know, these things pop up and now you want your comfort foods and you don't want to drink water. You want to drink coffee all day, soda all day, juice all day, alcohol all day, anything but water. And I'm telling you, a well-hydrated body functions way better. And you're going to crave more of the probiotic foods. You're going to crave the darker berries because your brain naturally, innately understands that's where we can get what we need right now. It is crazy how it happens, but I'm telling you, it happens. Okay. There is natural instinct within our brains. We just need to tap into it. All right. So now I'm going to save the goodie for last. I'm totally going to do it. Oh, you guys can hate me, but you'll love this. All right. So now you're avoiding alcohol, avoiding sugar, eating your probiotic foods, staying hydrated. And I want you to increase your protein and iron-rich foods. Many of us crave steak. It's because your iron levels drop. Okay. Once your period actually physically starts, your iron levels do biologically plummet. So eating iron-rich foods, not necessarily red meat. Yes, red meat is it's a food that contains a lot of iron. Absolutely. However, that's not where I want you to go. So when you look at iron-rich foods, we're going to talk about the plant-based ones for a second. Seeds. Pumpkin seeds have the highest volume of protein inside of nuts or seeds. So not only does it have components, not only does it have your iron, it's got a high level of protein in it, right? Cruciferous foods. Broccoli. Oh my gosh. Pumpkin spice latte. Don't judge. I got a little seasoning in the back of my throat. All right, so protein and iron-rich foods. So you got pumpkin seeds, you got cruciferous foods, broccoli in particular. So if you're somebody that likes broccoli with cheddar or broccoli with cheese, hey, stop. This is the time to have broccoli and cheddar. So you can roast your broccoli, put it in a Pyrex or glass dish, line your broccoli thing, your broccoli thing. Shh. This is what 4 o'clock in the morning does to me. I need my sleep, you guys. I'm seriously half functional without it. Are you like that? So in the glass dish, you want to line it with oil, spray the oil on, rub it on, whatever. Tastes really good with olive oil, but avocado, any of the other ones work as well. Then put your broccoli in, a little salt and pepper, put some cheese on top. If you are vegan, use some vegan cheddar. Sprinkle some Italian breadcrumbs over it. Or, the deep fried onions, like the French's onions that you use on green bean casserole, sprinkle a few of those broken up on it. Roast it. Pop it out about 10, 15 minutes later whenever the cheese is melted and the crumbly on top is nice and brown. Oh my gosh, you guys. Comfort food galore. All right. And so far, I have discovered that Mykonos, I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh my gosh, I'll put the link in the bottom. Has that cheddar block. They also have a smokehouse cheddar dip, and they have shreds. I'm not necessarily a fan of Daya, although I eat it a lot just because it melts easily. But the Mykonos, that's a good one. The block of cheddar, it acts like regular cheese. I have made macaroni and cheese with it. Yes, I will be putting that up on the blog, but I've not gotten there yet. It's just been too hot to make mac and cheese. It really has. Thanks to yesterday's storm, today's a little cooler, but not that much. So when it starts cooling down, I'll get that up on the board. It's too hot. Even with AC, you guys, 100 degrees in Texas. And we're not going to start cooling down to the end of October. So right about end of October, beginning of November, maybe I'll put it in the meal plan for November and we can make it. So anyway, so protein rich foods, that dish is like the ultimate PMS food, right? All right. So dark leafy greens, cruciferous foods, sprouts, seeds. Ready for some surprise or a surprise? Apricots. And they are actually technically still sort of in season right now. They're kind of fading out, so you can kind of find them. But if you look, there is a company that actually creates dried, dehydrated apricots with probiotics inside the solution that helps to dehydrate them. Win-win. I used to have them in the pantry, but I do not any longer. We have eaten them all. They taste like regular apricots. The only thing on the label is apricots, salt, solution with probiotics. That's it. All right. Beets and tomatoes. So the thing with beets, blood and heart tonic. Okay. Here's how foods used to work way back when. Dark berries. If you smush the berries, what do they look like? You get it? So anything that has that juicy reddish flavor or reddish tint to it, that it's going to stain various things, that would be an excellent choice the week before your period. All right. Now, last and certainly not least, I saved the best for last. Dark chocolate. How many of you went, oh? If you work with me and in any capacity, I tell everyone to have dark chocolate every day. You don't want to have too much, but in this case, normally what I would say is 1 ounce every single night. Let it melt in your mouth. Enjoy. Put it in your coffee. Make hot cocoa in the winter. Like, just have fun with it, right? Sprinkle it, shred it over yogurt or, frozen yogurt. what you want, the deal with the week before your period. Normally, I would say make sure you just have at least 60% cacao in your dark chocolate and moving on. When it comes to providing your body with the top, like the highest magnesium levels, the highest calcium and omega-3s and 6s, which all help with keeping our estrobolome, my goodness, that was hard to say. All of which help with making sure that estrobolome stays balanced, that there's no family fights, there's no bad guys over the good guys. It stays balanced. Okay. Relaxes muscles, helps your body, really contributes to helping your body not only stay in balance, yes, absolutely, keeping your gut in balance, but it also helps your body deal with the side effects of PMS. You know, any minimal ones that are left over once you heal your gut and you got a happy-go-lucky body, it helps with that. Okay. And it has been actually proven that dark chocolate will boost your mood in 3 minutes max. 3 minutes or less. Crazy, huh? It's true. All right, so now here's the deal with the dark chocolate. It cannot be milk chocolate, you guys. Here is why. Theobromine is a stimulant that is found in creamier chocolates. It is a stimulant for bad bacteria growth. It's like giving them a growth hormone. It's not good. So that's why you want to avoid that, especially during that PMS time frame. If that's something that you enjoy, by all means, any other time of the month, enjoy it. But for that week prior, make sure that you are buying dark chocolate with a minimum of 70% cacao, not 60, 70. You need that volume because you need the amount of magnesium, omegas, and calcium within it. It will truly change your life having it. Not only that, but it kind of, you know, if you take your time eating it, if you just let it melt in your mouth, make it creamy, then it gives your body this sense of comfort and satisfaction. There's something about chocolate, and ancient Mayans knew it. They had the chocolate. It was a chocolate drink. I don't remember if it was hot. I don't think it was. But creamy, dark cacao, and they used it for so many things. This is just one of many things that you can use it for. Now, if you've gotten all the way through here and you're listening to all of this and you're like, okay, but what about the rest of the month? All right, so the rest of the month, what you want to do is you are going to want to take steps to get your body back in balance, get that gut healthy again. This week, I released the questionnaire that I have been working on forever, and I finally pulled the trigger. I did, you guys. I pulled the trigger. So I'll put the link down below. It tells you where you are with your gut. And then what happens is you get a notification with your results, okay? Answers to your questions, things like that. You can retake the quiz anytime you want. And I get a notification. And once I get a notification, I'm going to send you recommendations. Do I have programs and plans that will work for you? Absolutely. You get the 7-day Happy Tummy Challenge for free. Okay, that just kickstarts, that just gets you over the first hump. It starts you feeling better immediately. And then from there, you get to decide whether you are going to hop into another program or continue on your own. Everybody's different. But we're going to talk about that. You'll also have the opportunity to schedule an initial consultation so we can discuss your results and discuss my recommendations and see what path works for you. Because ultimately, the goal is to get you so that you're listening to your signals so that you know what state your body's in so that when PMS and other things come up, you know exactly what to do. These 5 items, the 5 that I mentioned, the limiting the alcohol and sugars and enjoying your red wine, eating your probiotic foods, staying hydrated, protein and iron-rich foods, and dark chocolate, enjoying those, You know, that's just one step. That's just one element, one area of our lives. Stress management is a key component of keeping your gut healthy. Stress management actually impacts our immune system, right? Immune system lives in the gut. Stress hormones are released. Your immune system shuts down production so that your stress response can be fueled and you can get back to homeostasis ASAP. So, when we're talking PMS and gut, that's what's happening. Okay. So there's a lot more to it than just the 5 that I mentioned today. But, ultimately, everything else that we discussed as far as gut health, they all come into play. And rather than having it be overwhelming and say, here you go, here's this whole list of things to do, I'm breaking it up in different episodes. And I've created a program for you guys that will help you slowly transition, because this is lifelong. It is. You have to eat healthier. You have to be active. So, why not? Why not do it and enjoy it? And that is the one thing that I have to say. I love hearing that response from my clients. That is one of my personal goals for the people that I work with and the people that I even talk to, even if I don't work with you, is to make it so that this is so easy and seamless. If your period's coming, PMS starts, or you just kind of feel a little wonky, start down your 5 list. Snag that chocolate, snag that red wine, and snag those protein, iron-rich foods. All right? Hydration and chocolate, that's an all-inclusive thing. All right. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope this was helpful and enjoyable. If you have any questions, feel free to either DM me or comment. I know this is a very private, personal topic today, and we talked about a lot of things that happen during periods. So if you do not want to talk about this publicly, by all means, DM me. I'm happy to have a conversation offline. And as usual, the link for the quiz will be below. DM me if you want to set up an initial consultation. If you don't even want to do the quiz, you just want to have a chat, that's perfectly fine as well. I will chat with you guys later, and I have a good one for you next week. One of my colleagues has offered to come on the show and share her story. So some of you will be able to relate to her. She has some fun things that I really wanted to share with you. So I'm excited about that. I will chat with y'all later. Have a great day. Don't get washed out, Texas. I know it's bright and beautiful today, but it was bright and beautiful yesterday. And look at what happened last night. So stay dry, stay cool. I will chat with y'all later. Bye, guys.